Whew. We're gonna put that one in the live well and take a few pictures in a minute. That big old mouth. Yeah. Why do you get up in the wee hours of the morning to go to the lake and go fishing? What if you're leaving when the big bite is about to happen? Are you doing it wrong? Welcome back, folks. This video will have some actual content for discussion about fishing. I posted a recent video about clickbait, and I'll just put a link to it at the end of this video. Even if you don't watch it, go read the comments. They're impressive. And I'm not meaning good or bad, you choose. Anyway, enough of that crowd. Let's get to why we're all here. Recently, I was hanging out up at Fish, North Georgia, and I sat in on the podcast with Danny Pruitt and Jason Glaze. Jason has his own YouTube channel. I think it's New Name Ministries. In his own words, if you need some religion, they're not weird about it. I'll put a link to that. Great guy. Check him out. Danny Pruitt is with Fish North Georgia. He also has a TV show out where him and some of the guys, it's called The Real American Road Trip. R-E-E-L. Real American Road Trips on Waypoint TV. I can't remember when it airs. Go check it out. I'll try my best to put links to everything pertaining to all this. The Fish North Georgia podcast is on Thursday nights. It's called The Live Well. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out because it is user interactive. Guys comment, ask questions. They can have, and you never know, it can be anywhere from national pros to your average local Joes on there, just talking fishing. It's really great. It's really interactive, and highly suggest you check it out. I can't remember the episode number that I sat in on, but I'm going to put the thumbnail to it right here. If you can, go check it out. Danny found a book on big bass behavior. We discussed it throughout the podcast, had interactions with all the guys that were tuning in, asking questions, talking about stuff. There's some surprising data that was collected over years of research in different regions across the United States on big bass, their behavior when they're caught. I was helping out, running some cameras, running the monitors and stuff for them, which is not my area of expertise, but I think I did okay. During the middle of it, Danny actually just threw a question at me. He goes, "Hey, when have you caught, or when have most of your big fish came? You know, when have you hooked them up?" I literally kind of staggered and stumbled because although I know this and have thought of this, it hit me like a light bulb went off. It's like when you know something, but somebody puts it to you and it clicks. It took me a second to answer, but you know, most of the big fish that I have caught have been during the middle of the day. So, why do we get up at the butt crack of daylight? I mean, like, way too early. And go get on the lake. God, if we ain't got the boat sliding off the trailer when the sun's coming up, we're late. Or are we? Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to catch fish then. before anybody in the peanut gallery starts lighting up the comments down below. And God, that's going to happen. The video I mentioned earlier, let's go check that out. Yeah, you can catch fish early in the morning, but national statistics, most of your big bites, your big ones, they're in the middle of the day. I don't remember the exact data time that they said peaked per their research, but midday, I'm calling like 11 to, let's just say 10 to 2. 11 to 2. Somewhere during that middle. Most of the big fish that I've caught, and I hate to put a number on it, but let's just say 5 pounds and up, most of those fish have came during the middle of the day. When everybody else is gone, it's scorching hot, the sun's up beaming down. Yeah, bluebird skies. That's, even looking back at my own videos, most of the big ones, it's during the middle of the day. Now, why is that? Anybody know? This is kind of an interactive video in itself. Feel free to comment down below. I'll try to answer all the comments as I can. I'm sure other people will, and there'll probably be some idiots or trolls, is that what you guys call them these days? There'll probably be some of them too. I mean, you can entertain them or don't. I don't care either way. We can all catch fish, or I guess we're brought up and we're taught that bite windows, early in the morning, late in the evening. It's not wrong. Bass are predators. Those low light conditions are when they're going to hunt mostly. But they're up running on flats all over the place. And yeah, we catch them. Is it easier to catch them or is it not? Two schools of thought on that. Are they easier to catch, or is that just the time that we're on the water? Are they easier to catch just because they're feeding, they're up on a flat, they're moving, they're active, so our percentage or odds of hooking up with a fish improve? The low light condition, there's a lot of factors there. Are we going to catch huge fish then? I'm sure everybody has. I mean, I've caught a few that are pretty good size early in the morning, late in the evening. But the majority of those big bites come when the sun's up, beaming down. Doesn't really seem to matter what temperature it is. It's just middle of the daylight. Is it because if you haven't caught a fish, if you haven't caught a big fish, are you not fishing in the middle of the day? You go out there first thing in the morning, scoop up some average size tournament fish and gone. Oh, it's the middle of the day, I gotta go home, got stuff to do. Not saying that that's wrong, but what about some of us that go out on purpose during the middle of the day and target big fish? When you start targeting, I mean, to catch a big fish, yeah, you might luck up, stumble into one, I guess, to use the word stumble. But if you start targeting them, your bites are going to be fewer and far between. But when you do get bit, it's going to be big. Now, how many of you, you go out with your friends or somebody and they're, oh man, I caught 6, 8 fish, 10, whatever. They got numbers, man. They're tearing you up in numbers, and you know, let's just say they're like, man, I caught 6 fish. How many did you catch? 2? Yeah, all 6 of theirs were little 1.5-pounders, maybe a 2-pounder in the mix, and you caught 2 that's in the 8. You know, add them together, they're 8 to 10 pounds. Is that a bad day? No. Is it a good day? Yeah. Depends on what you want out of it. If you're going for numbers, that's one thing. If you're going for weight, that's another thing. I'll even throw the kite guys in there if you're going for inches. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. Anyway, God, buddy. That's just wrong. Whatever you're going for, I mean, you're catching fish. Most of these fish, we're not even going to get into the lures they're caught on, but according to the statistics that was in the book, it's a worm. A dark colored worm. Green pumpkin, plum apple. Those are two of my go-tos. They're both dark worms. They catch big fish. They catch small fish. What I'm trying to get at here is you don't have to get up at the butt crack of daylight to get out there on the water to get bit. You got to change your strategy. Change your tactics. Don't believe all the old wise tales out there. Oh, fish only bite in the morning. They only bite in the evening. No, you got a better chance at catching numbers at that time. Anybody that's been fishing any length of time knows that your big ones, they tend to be brim bluegill crappie eaters. They're more territorial. They're gonna pick them a piece of real estate out there in that water, and that's theirs. They own it. You're gonna have to kind of go target them. Now you catch them roaming. They'll roam. They'll stray away from there sometimes, but they didn't get big by running with that pack that's chasing bait at the top of the surface in the morning a lot. They can't put weight on acting like that. They're not going to eat snacks all day. They're going to have a steak and potato dinner, call it a day, and go sit back at their brush pile or their rock pile or their ledge or their big lay down that they've set up shop at. Long story short, and to keep from going down rabbit holes, and I try not to go down rabbit holes, don't give up because the sun's up. If you can't get to the water early, don't worry about it. Change your tactics. Change your strategy. Factor in what time of year and your conditions are, where a fish going to be. Most of your big fish, according to statistics, can't talk today, are usually in shallower water. That's just per the data they collected. Now, again, before the peanut gallery gets wound up, yeah, you may have caught a fish anywhere at any given time. We're talking about averages, patterns. Fishing's all about patterns. Your big fish are caught shallower water, and I'm not talking about dirt, during the middle of the day. The sun's up. Change your tactics. Go target those fish. You'll catch them. You'll eventually stumble into that PB during the middle of the day when everybody else went home, or when you would have went home. I'll put some links to some videos, midday fishing. I'll put some links to Fish North Georgia and anything else I've mentioned in the video. I'll do my best to get it in the description. But I've got to go. Gonna go fish a few days and see if we can't get a good content video instead of clickbait. Beware of clickbait. It's the best bait there ever was. And y'all, get off your butt. Get out there in the middle of the day. Catch you big